Hey everybody, welcome back. Fantasy Alarm TV. I'm Jeff Mann, your host for another DFS strategy checklist item. Today, talking about Vegas. We're talking about rolling them bones. We're talking about dealing blackjack. No. We're going to deal with lines today. Intro to lines, especially in Major League Baseball. Now, of all the DFS sports, everyone likes to gravitate towards what's Vegas think? What does Vegas think? I feel this has become sort of a crutch for a lot of people to fall upon the research that Vegas has done. The thing you need to know is that Vegas only cares about action on both sides. They want to set a number that's as precise as possible, not just to what they think is going to happen, but what the public thinks is going to happen. Therefore, they get the action on both sides. It's not necessarily indicative of what they expect or anybody expects from a fantasy output concern. So that's what we have to take into consideration here when we're looking at Vegas lines. Of all the DFS sports, baseball is least conducive to Las Vegas and what they think. The over-under and run totals are garbage. Complete garbage because, you're going to have 7.5 runs in that game. If there's 10, if there's 11, you're talking about a substantial amount of fantasy production that goes into making and manufacturing those runs. And you're not getting that. If you expect 3-4 runs, if that total's off by 3 or 4 runs, it's a ginormous. That's an actual word. Look it up. Don't look it up. It's not a word. Nevertheless, it is a big difference in fantasy sports and your DFS scoring. So make sure you take that into consideration. I think it's very good for starting pitchers, knowing which team is favored. Vegas has done their research. Okay. Max Scherzer on the mound for the Nationals could be a heavy favorite against the Atlanta Braves. Yeah, no-brainer really right there. So you're going to see that. So that can save you some time as far as starting pitching analysis and things are concerned, which team is favored and things like that. So that's okay. Do not use it for the run totals. Know what makes up the line. One of the least useful things that I find for the Vegas line is the individual run totals there as well. They don't take into account, they're based on starting pitcher in a lot of ways. In today's Major League Baseball, we're talking about starting pitchers that go 5 or 6 innings max. Not good enough. What about the bullpen? You got to think about the bullpen and how bad those arms are, what the matchups are later on in that game. If you get a great righty-lefty matchup or something like that, that could be more fantasy production for you. I'd rather know the info behind that Vegas line. I'd rather know all about why they made a higher total on a specific game or why they made a lower total than just the line in and of itself. And I feel like most fantasy baseball players want to know that information as well. So there you go, a little brief tutorial on Vegas lines for another DFS strategy checklist item. Fantasy Alarm TV. This has been Jeff Mann.